Ledger boards, what are they? When do you need them? Find out in this video. Typically, when you install a shower, you want to try and get the shower floor down before you start the wall tile. But in certain circumstances, that's not possible. One reason could be that the shower floor is on back order, but you have all the other tile available to be installed, the wall tile and everything else. So you don't want to wait for the shower floor tile to arrive. So how do you start tiling the walls and yet have the wall tile sit on top of the shower floor? Well, the easiest way to do that is to install a ledger board. So what is a ledger board? A ledger board is a piece of straight edge of some kind. Most of the time I will use a piece of wood. Doesn't have to be any particular kind of wood, as long as the edge that you are using and you're going to be sitting the tile on top of is straight. And then you want to attach that piece of wood to the wall at the correct height of a full tile. Typically, you would normally put the ledger board at the height of the second row of tiles. So the height of the ledger board would be one tile high. But sometimes that's not possible because you've got very small tiles, so maybe you would want to go 2 or 3 rows. So there are several different ways of attaching a ledger board to the backboard on the wall. Most of the time I will use a screw to screw it into the studs at different intervals, but some people like to use hot melt glue. Whatever you use, you want to make sure when you pull the ledger board off, you don't damage the waterproofing. With the screws, I usually use a foam board of some kind. In this case, it's Latticrete Hydroband board. Then you want to make sure you plug the screw holes when you pull the ledger boards off. And for Hydroband board, you just plug it with sealant. You don't need to put a patch over it. You just put sealant in the screw hole and you're all set. If you're using Curdy board or something like that, Curdy Fix will usually work as well, but if you're really paranoid about it, you can put a patch over it. It's not necessary. The sealant will plug that hole completely. If you're using a liquid applied waterproofing membrane, just hit it again with the waterproofing membrane. If the hole's a little bit too big, fill it with thinset and then hit it with the waterproofing membrane. If you're using hot glue and the hot glue pulls some of the membrane off, make sure you patch it and you hit it with the waterproofing membrane again to make sure that you can keep that continuous monolithic sheet of waterproofing on your backboard. If you have a laser level, the laser level really helps you get an exact positioning of your ledger board so that it is perfectly level all the way around. If you don't have a laser square, most of the time you can just draw a level line all the way around and attach your ledger board up to that level line. When I do use a laser square, I still check my ledger board with a level to make sure that it is perfectly level all the way around. I check it several different ways because the last thing you want is to have a ledger board that runs off and screws up your entire wall. So I just want to make it clear, most of the times it is preferable to get your shower floor down first and then install your tile right on top of it without using a ledger board. You just put in your first row, make sure it's perfectly level, and then you build on top of that. But as I said, in some circumstances that's not possible. Whatever the case or the reason may be, a ledger board is a good way to continue the installation of the shower while waiting for the shower floor to arrive.